The good people at Foundry VTT, my favorite virtual tabletop, have created their own game world, Ember. This is a virtual sandbox with over 25,000 explorable hexes, 30 different biomes, and hundreds of gameplay events. So Ember is a ready-to-play digital roleplay system. Ember is also an interactive world that lives and changes around your character's decision to give a more video game-like experience to your traditional TTRPG. Ember is also out right now in early access.
But I didn't back the Kickstarter or pre-purchase Ember. Am I gonna miss out?
We forgive you. And you can still get in on the fun. It's just $100 for all that Ember has to offer.
Wait a minute. It says here that only chapters 1 through 3 are available to play.
That is correct, and that only gets you an estimated 2 years of full gameplay.
Whoa, 2 years? That's twice as long as the TV show Alien Nation.
Sure. And the later chapters are going to be released periodically over the course of early access. Ember is a full world ready to explore either using Dungeons and Dragons, or you can play using the Crucible system, which was built by the Foundry team specifically to redefine the digital TTRPG experience.
Sounds a lot like how you could watch Alien Nation or the TV show V, because both shows are about...
Head on over to foundryvtt.com/Ember to learn more and start your adventure today.
Or to learn more about Alien Nation, you could...
foundryvtt.com/Ember.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Windbreakers podcast. I'm Yahtzee. I'm joined by Jay and Marty. Right, that's enough shilly-shallying. Summer Games Fest is here. It's happening as we speak. And
It's happened.
so much shit has been... Well, Nintendo hasn't done their thing yet, but... Ooh, there's going to be enough to talk about, even regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So much shit. I have watched basically nothing of it, as is my want. I
have watched 14 showcases.
Been playing a lot of Subnautica 2, as it happens. But
That is not
yes.
helpful for the showcases.
No, of
You've
course
been
not.
playing Subnautica 2 off stream. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
You've been playing an
Is that-
early access game off stream? That's crazy.
Yeah, you'd have shit yourself watching me play it the other day.
I would have.
Big monsters?
Oh yeah, I was like sailing happily through the open sea, heard a funny noise, turned around, mass fucking kraken snuck up.
Oh, fuck
Incredible.
off.
I like how this podcast started with you saying no dilly-dallying, and then we just took like
Okay.
a gentle dive and let's hear about the Subnautica stories. I
Dilly-dally
actually
land,
like
yeah.
these stories.
All right, that was a little bit of dilly-dallying, but yes,
Okay.
as we usually do on these occasions, Marty and Jay are going to fill me in on what was announced because I don't really engage with hype. Now, having said that, there are certain things one can hardly avoid if one hangs around on the internet, Blue
Yes.
Sky, or looking at YouTube thumbnails. So obviously, I heard that Persona 6 was announced. So let's
Yes.
start there.
Yep. Do you watch its
And,
trailer? What did you
watched-
glean from Persona
Well,
6 reveal?
Well, let's put this in context. When I heard Persona 6 was announced, I immediately thought to myself, before I knew anything else, thought like, I'm going to make 3 assumptions. Assumption 1, no release date. Assumption 2, probably no gameplay. Assumption 3, probably not much of anything at all. Like, no characters, no environments or anything. Probably just like some imagery and then a fade in on a logo.
I've
And
been
you know
informed
what?
that there's a color.
And then I watched the teaser and was entirely proven right to be cynical.
First off, so much more detail in that teaser than you could possibly imagine with those fragile eyes of yours. First off, color green, huge news.
Yeah.
Persona 6 is green, compared to Persona 5's red, Persona 4's golden, and Persona 3's
Well, we already-
blue.
We already knew that, didn't we?
It was heavily rumored and implied via promo.
It
art
was
that gonna
rumored
be
in. Am I not deep enough in the Persona fandom
Nope,
to be
you're
like
not.
it
No,
was
you're not.
implied that it was going to be
green. You
green?
ain't plugged in like we
I
are.
clearly, man.
It
But I'm-
seems like it's taking more of a lean into the occult, a la the first 2 or I guess 3 Persona games,
Maybe.
which
It certainly
were,
seems certainly seems a lot less upbeat than 4 and 5.
yeah,
were,
I
huh?
mean the opening imagery, we're panning across graves in a cemetery. We come across sort of like a mausoleum statue, and it's a little bit spooky, and there's kind
See, I
of
don't know.
flashing imagery.
See, I don't know if I want that because I like the upbeat nature of 4 and 5. But then, I don't think anything we see of Persona 6 at this point is going to be final. I mean, the fact that the Persona 4 remake was also announced tells me that that's what's the focus going to be, and we're not going to be seeing Persona 6 for at least a year after that.
So Persona 5's initial reveal was also the sort of the imagery of the like the chairs scattered in a room with kind of like balls and chains attached to their leg, and it was sort of like free yourself from your shackles. That was the initial imagery, no characters or anything. So that initial imagery did lean kind of spookier and heavier in a way that this also does, so it might not be completely reflective. Like, I do not think this is Atlas's golden goose. So I do not think they're going to sway too far in one direction.
Man, it's funny to like dwell on how Persona 3 was all about shooting yourself in the fucking head.
Mm-hmm.
To then look at something like Persona 4 and just to consider that context. Oh, this is nice. This is happy and jolly. Everyone's having summer fun, and no one's shooting themselves in the fucking head.
That is one key difference in Persona 4. Very much fewer head wounds.
Small dilly dally. I've played a bit of 5 and then kind of dropped off because I wasn't a turn-based guy back then, but I've grown since. If I was to start the Persona series, where would I begin, in your opinions?
I would start on 5.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter because they're all self-contained narratives.
Okay.
Yeah. For the most modern playable ones, 5 and 3 remake. Although I think 4 still plays just fine. Do you have any? Are you going to play this remake? February 18th, Persona 4 Revival, the Persona 4 remake, a la the Persona 3 Reload remake the other year. Does this do anything for you?
I might, but I sort of get the feeling that Sonic Mania gives me that I can tell that it's been improved graphically, but it just feels like how I remember Persona 4.
Sure.
Because I like the game, but it didn't really feel like the look of it really got in the way of my enjoyment of it. So I'm not that key. I'm not that interested in just playing it with everything HD and smoothly animated.
Yeah. My gut says Persona 6 will still be next year, and that they'll kind of rerun what they did in 2024. Next year is honestly a very weird remake of 2024. First couple months of the year, we're getting follow-ups to the big 2024 games, and if Persona 6 is at the end of 2024, that would be similar to how Metaphor was at the end of, or if the Persona 6 is at the end of 27, it would be similar to how Metaphor was at the end of 24. But we shall see. Moving on to other games. If we go back to PlayStation, their big two exclusives that they bookended the show with were Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac, and then God of War Laufey, I believe is the pronunciation. Laufey.
Yes.
Any thoughts on these? Do you know about these?
Insomniac, as we should all be aware, but some viewers might not be, were the developers of Spider-Man 1 and 2, which were big hits for Sony on PlayStation. Wolverine, though, I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing footage of it coming up right now, and that's Wolverine, all right. But, I always like the Spider-Man games just because of the unique traversal system and the web swinging and all the freedom of movement that gives you. And I'm not sure how much you can get when you're just a stubby dude with hairy shoulders.
Well, they've said it's not an open world. It's a linear level-based game. So
what's the bloody point then?
Yeah, you do see from the gameplay demo, he does have juiced up movement in terms of speed and climbing and clambering and that kind of stuff. I do agree with you, though. It's going to feel like a decent departure from Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is so much about that movement, where this seems to be very much about the kind of the visceral nature of the combat.
Okay. So
I thought the demo was cool, but I do want to play it to see how it feels compared to.
I just love X-Men, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do with these characters, and see how punchy they can make the combat. Like, I've watched a bit of the gameplay trailer. I'm trying to stay away from it a little bit because I'm looking forward to playing it. But from what I saw, it looks super punchy. So I'm looking forward to that aspect.
Insomniac makes good stuff. And then that last game, Sony Santa Monica making God of War Laufey.
Yes. And then certain parties on the internet threw a shit fit because, oh my god, they're taking away the thing for the boys and giving it to the girls.
How could they, even though that girl is canonically
Bad
more powerful than
assholes.
Kratos inside the world of God of War and God of War Ragnarok?
Well, I
Any
don't know,
interest
but-
in going back to this world, but to a kind of a pocket dimension where it seems like
Yes.
gods of war from everywhere are converging
The
on each
Neverwen,
other?
I believe they call
The
it.
Everwen, yeah.
The
Is
Everwen.
that what it's about? I mean, all I know about this is that it's about Kratos' wife who is dead.
Yeah, it's pretty. So it starts right where God of War 2018 starts, like literally the same shot of them burning her body, but instead of
Right.
following Kratos and Atreus, she immediately wakes up in this afterlife, which is like
okay.
where gods of war go when they die, which seems very interesting.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I played of 4 and 5, God of War, that is, I never thought that Kratos' wife sounded like a really interesting character I wanted to see more of. But, I'd have said the same about
the whole journey
Iron
was
Man.
following her, right?
Yeah, the first
I
one's
said-
all about.
Yeah.
I'd have said the same about Iron Man as a character around the time of the first Iron Man movie came out, and look what came out of that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, it's like they're getting the
combat
gloves
looks-
off, you know?
Yeah, and the combat on this looks way more spectacle fightery. You are in the air juggling people. Like it looks more Bayonetta / Devil May Cry than God of War.
Good.
Does she have
It looks like it's... Carry on.
Does she have a weapon, or is it fisticuffs?
It's
She's got a
a
sword.
famous sword. It's
She's
third.
got like a talking sword. She's got like a magic hand, and she's got a gelatinous cube sidekick, voiced by a friend of the show, Jack Quaid from The Boys. I guess Jack's
Talking
friend.
sword, you
Jack
say?
Quaid.
Just like
Talking sword and a
Transistor.
talking blob. Yeah, just like Transistor. What a game!
Yeah. For me, it looks like it's going to... One, I think telling us a story in an environment that they have complete freedom in, with a character that they have complete freedom in, with is something that excites me greatly. Because I mean, I think we said it last episode. I think especially the first God of War has some of the best storytelling in the medium. I think it's incredible. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with the gloves off. And also the one thing I hated about those games, God of War and Ragnarok, was the combat. And this looks like it's pushing it in a more interesting direction with the combat. So it could fix that aspect for me as well, personally. So I'm really looking forward to this.
I also have to apologize. I've gotten well actually'd by 117 people. It is a ribbon attached to the sword that talks, and not the sword itself.
Oh, well, I thought a sword talking was a little bit ridiculous, but no,
Yeah.
obviously a ribbon, that makes much more sense.
That's a mea
Yeah.
culpa right there. The other interesting thing, I'm not going to go everything at Sony. They're making a Dave the Diver prequel, specifically centered on the sushi chef Bancho, and
It's the
it does
best
not.
aspect of David the Diver.
And it is just going to be kind of like running a sushi shop, which seems very fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure that was
down to
wasn't
sushi.
really the draw of Dave the Diver for me, but
But now it is. We're DTS down
I
to
mean,
sushi.
I like underwater exploration games, apparently.
You're a big underwater boy. And then the other big thing, Control Resonant, the sequel to Control, it got a release date September 24th.
Typical.
Another
They
September boy.
They took something away from the girls and gave it to the boys. Typical.
Classic Dylan. Yeah, you are playing as Jesse's brother, Dylan, and again, it is leaning more into, instead of using guns and whatnot, you are using melee weapons. So it seems like it is that, but set across like a fucked up version of New York. Which
So
seems cool.
is it a prequel or a sequel?
No, it is a sequel. You have busted out of your containment, which you were. That's the whole thing about Control 1 was you were looking for him, and so I'm curious. The people who went hands on with it said it was really fucking good for Remedy's kind of first attempt at spectacle fighter combat.
Well, I gotta say, of all the generic words beginning with RE, they stick on the end of game titles to make sequel names. I don't think we've seen this one.
I don't think we've seen Resident, but can I interest you in Summer Game Fest's final game, which was Final Fantasy VII Revelation. Singular Revelation. One Revelation.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Just the fact, first off, Revelation's a very trite surname. At least it has an S at the end of it. The fact that it's just one Revelation is very confusing for my tongue.
I feel like other games have done that, like taking the S off. But this is the closing off the plot of the original Final Fantasy VII, I assume.
It's
Correct. This is the third
remix,
part
yeah.
of the trilogy. It is. It has a early next year release date. It said spring 2027. Which, to me, the one impressive thing was this is that the first one came out in 2020, the second one came out in 2024, and this is coming out in early 27. So they did 3 games in the span of 7 years, which a lot of big AAA developers have done 0 games in the last 7 years. So
I don't really care. I mean, I kind of liked Rebirth over the first one. And
one cool thing about this is you get the Skywind, your airship, and they show your boys. You instead of landing the Skywind or the Highwind, excuse me, instead of landing the Highwind anywhere in the world, you drop from it, Fortnite style. You just jump off the ship, and then you parachute down, and you could choose wherever you want to land in the world.
I love
very fun.
Okay.
Fortnite. I saw Vincent fighting, and I'm like, I'm there. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Let me play as Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent and Sid going to be playable. I'm really looking forward to this.
Okay, I'm disengaging. I'm zoning out. We need to change subjects because I'm not a Final Fantasy VII boy.
Resident Evil Veronica. Speaking of remakes.
That's better. Back on track because this is something we've saying that they were kind of inevitably going to do at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The remake of Resident Evil Code Veronica, which was originally for the Sega Dreamcast when that was a thing.
Yeah, Dreamcast exclusive. This was a spin-off kind of in between after Resident Evil 3, but before Resident Evil 4, focused on Claire and Chris, and a third character who's pretty dumb. This remake is interesting because Steve, with his 2 pistols.
Steve.
They dropped the code. So just Resident Evil Veronica, and when they first showed it, it was Resident RE capital V, and then the Veronica slowly came in. So my gut is saying they are just saying we have forgotten about 5 and 6. Let's just not worry about those. And this is, for all intents and purposes, Resi 5.
That's so funny.
That must have been. Well, how ironic. They should add the ironic to the V.
The interesting thing for this one for me from this trailer is that Veronica, which I have not played because I've never owned a Dreamcast, is a fixed camera survival horror game, right?
Correct. It's very much in the vein of 2 and 3,
which you would assume from those early Resi games. But this trailer isn't. It's in first person.
The game is third person. They have confirmed, or at least
it's third, but the entire trailer is in first.
I mean, I think this is just like a cinematic trailer kind of thing. There were cutscenes of Resident Evil 3 remake that were also in first person with Jill.
So again, they're just updating it with Resident Evil 4 style over the shoulder, like they do with every Resident Evil remake.
Oh, okay, I'm suddenly not interested anymore.
Why? The remakes are great.
Well, because I was like, hey, true, they are, but also I thought they were, from this trailer, I thought they were going to be like, hey, we're doing it in first person. I'm like, okay, let's see what you can do with remaking something. Instead of doing the Resi 4 over the shoulder style, let's see what you can do in first person. As my favorite things in 9 was Grace. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, let's see what they can do. This is a bold move that's going to completely change the level design. That's really interesting. And then it's just like, oh, well, the trailer's in first person, the actual game's in third. I'm like, okay, well, I'm less interested now. But yeah, still.
I think this is a smart one to remake because the game I replayed the game last year and it has some neat elements to it, but it doesn't hold up as well as some of the other classics. So, like Resident Evil 0, this is one that makes sense for me to.
My question would be, what did you think the emotional tone of the game was like? Because what I know of Code Veronica is that it had some very camp B-movie elements that will be hard to separate from the camp B-movie vibe.
Sure, the villain is going to be something interesting. This trailer took a very long time for me to pick up that it was Resident Evil Code Veronica because the scene it shows is nothing to do with Veronica. It is, I believe, first person Claire in France visiting an old lady's apartment, which is not in that game, which mostly takes place in Antarctica, I believe.
It's in an Umbrella prison that Umbrella are allowed to run for some reason.
Yeah.
Is this the plant one, or is that a different Resi game? The one with
Resi 1 is a plant one. Oh, plant people?
Yeah, there's like a scientist who turns his wife into a plant, and then
I
might be hallucinating a different.
Plant Fuckers was a separate
Oh, that was a Spyro game. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Well.
Spyro the Dragon plant fuckers.
Well, this will be good for everyone who was asking where Claire Redfield was in the last Resident Evil game.
She here. They're giving her right there. Yahtzee, I know you're a big fan and supporter of Bloober Team. Would it be surprising if I told you Bloober Team has 4 games in development right now?
Well, I know of one of them, Silent Hill, Silent Hill 1 remake.
Correct. They're doing some more stuff on Chronos. 2 games, though, got revealed. 2 horror games in 2 separate known franchises.
They've always been a prolific bunch, them Bloober Teams.
They are. The first one being Saw Genesis, a Saw game. It's a 1v3 multiplayer thing. Not interesting. The second thing, Star Trek Shadow Frontier, set somewhat surrounding the next generation's Lo Raren. Do you know who Lo Raren is from TNG?
Do you mean Ro Laren?
Oh, I flipped them in my notes. I put Lo Raren. Yeah.
Yes, she was a lesser character in the later seasons who was like a Bajoran.
Yeah. Well, Lo Raren, who her friends refer to as, the actress is returning, and it is about her, but it's a horror game set in the Star Trek universe, which I don't care about Star Trek. I've always wanted a Star Wars horror or something.
I mean, you could do pretty much anything and put it in Star Wars. I mean, that's what Andor was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I wanted to do horror.
Well, you can do it in Star Trek as well. I do think it's a good bit for just being. Well, that's what the episodes were. They were. You could do a whole myriad of different types of stories in the universe.
This is popular culture now. Just make whatever the fuck you like and say it's a Star Wars game or Star Trek game.
I mean, if it gives us something like Andor, then that's the greatest.
Well, for being a little bit cynical, it looks like Bloober Team did their big horror thing and went, "Oh shit, what else can we do horror wise?" And then saw Alien Isolation and went, "We want that." And now they've been doing that.
Like every game they've ever made has been horror, so I don't think they're
They
changing
were like
gears or anything. Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I'm not saying they're changing gears.
They were pretty much just horror walking sims, like right up until the Silent Hill 2 make. And
I don't think the Medium had any combat. Layers of Fear didn't have any combat.
No, not really.
Yeah,
they did some puzzly
Chronos,
stuff. But,
felt like Dead Space.
Up until Silent Hill 2 make, it was all like the most you'd get was like running away from the monster, and if you don't, the monster kills you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other things announced. A really quick one, pretty much just of interest to Jay. Guild Wars 3, they're doing it. I'm sure you're excited for that.
Yeah, I was very excited. I wasn't watching the showcase live. I was working on the latest design delve, and I got a notification on my phone from the Guild Wars, like an email from like the Guild Wars team being like, "Hey, we announced it." I was like, like jumped out of my seat. It's an interesting one because it is an MMO. But it looks like they said they're trying to do it into like for a modern lens, right? They're trying to evolve the genre, which a lot of MMOs have tried to do in the past and have failed. But we didn't really get a lot from the trailer, but it looks like it might be way more exploration heavy, maybe steering towards not the gacha aspects, but like that kind of Genshin style kind of exploration, which honestly, if you play Guild Wars 2, the best thing about it is its exploration and its world. So I think leaning towards that is a really smart move. Yeah, but we'll see how it pans out.
I just remembered something to go back, because when you said Saw, a video game the Bloober Team was making, I was suddenly terrified that the second thing you were going to mention was that Bloober Team was making the upcoming Halloween game.
No, that's not. That is.
I was worried because I'm actually kind of interested in that, because it's doing like asymmetric multiplayer and seemingly like basically going to fill the space that the Friday the 13th game occupied, and I actually really enjoyed playing that for while it existed.
And also another September game, September 8th.
And secondly, there's going to be a single player mode where you get to play as Michael Myers, like escaping from the hospital, like in Halloween 1, and that sounds fun.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Last 2 big things at Summer Game Fest. They showed more of the new game from Fumito Ueda, and kind of the core team who made Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and Last Guardian.
Gen Atlas.
It's called Gen Atlas. This is a
Okay.
game funded and published by Epic. It's coming to consoles, but I think it's going to be an Epic exclusive on PC. But interesting, their first multi-platform game. Looks like I got a taste of a little bit of all the previous games. Lonely guy in a big world. You befriending a large thing, but that large thing feeling a lot more like one of the humanoid colossi as opposed to the beast in The Last Guardian. You get a gun in this, which it looked so strange to be watching a game by this guy where you're firing a gun, but it looks cool. You're like a scavenger on this like planet strewn with all sorts of machines and mechs and stuff, and you're piloting heads and kind of plopping them onto mech bodies. I have full. This guy's made 3 games that I love, so I'm excited for whatever this is.
Is Gen Atlas the final name?
I believe so, because it did not have a name last time, and it has a name now. Gen Design is the studio's name.
Gen Atlas just really feels like one of those code names they come up with before they've come up with a real
strategy.
Yeah, which they've done. Like Shadow of the Colossus, I believe, was originally called Trico, sort of as just a follow-up to Eco.
No, Last Guardian was called Trico.
Oh, Last Guardian was Trico. Okay.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus might have been called Wander based on the character. But
with this trailer, I went through such a journey. When it started, I went, ooh, because it started saying who it was made by, and I was like, okay, I'm interested. And then the first few bits they show is just like the emptiest, blandest looking world I've ever seen. And the character looks kind of generic-y, and I'm like, oh no. But as soon as he plops that flying mech head in the mech, I'm like, oh, I'm here. I'm sold. And then it just gets better and better. But the gameplay shots in it look really choppy, like kind of low frame rate.
That's his games.
I mean,
that's our Eco Shadow and Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Solid 20 frames per second.
Small dude in huge abandoned world exploring ruins. That's like 60% of indie games.
It feels like every other week you play one of those on.
But a lot of them are, just taking influence from Fumito Ueda. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Cool. Last Summer Game Fest thing. We talked about this on the show before, but that Stranger Than Heaven, the Yakuza team's next game, which takes place over 5 different time periods, kind of in the 20th century in Japan. The big reveal here, well, it's 2 things. It's coming out January 15th, so an early 2027 game. But also, Snoop Dogg is in the game voicing a character, and so is the likeness of Tupac Shakur, which a lot of people saw that and were immediately like, this is kind of fucking gross. And when asked why is Tupac in the game, Snoop said, well, we have his likeness, and it just made sense. I don't know what that means, why you couldn't put literally any other actor into this role, because you're not making a game about something where it makes sense for him to be. Pretty gross.
That's like when Old Skies featured the 9/11 attacks. A bit of a collared pug moment.
It's weird because we just talked about the Halloween game. The likeness of Donald Pleasance, the actor who plays the doctor or whatever, is in that game. But it makes sense because Donald Pleasance is in Halloween.
It makes sense because it's recreating the role he played in that film. Like bringing a dead actor to life to play a role he never played in life. That's fucked.
Yeah. It's the fact that like the owner of Tupac's license is like kind of like a dude who is not a member of his family, and his family is like, this is kind of fucked. We don't want this. So pretty gross.
It is really gross.
Yep.
But like the game looks really fucking
The game looks cool, and this just feels
really
there's a couple Sega
good.
games where it just feels like they're fucking stepping on rakes. Annoying. Moving forward, we can get through some of these quick. They're making another Hellblade game just called Senua. But what they showed was 100% action. I feel like they took the response of Hellblade 2 and was like, ooh, people did not like this. People liked Hellblade 1, did not like Hellblade 2. Let's just stick with this character and this tech and maybe reuse assets, but let's just lean into action, which is what Ninja Theory has been good at in the past and stuff like the
Is that what people want from Senua?
I wouldn't say that was the only problem, like the lack of action. I think it was the main character being a big weirdo was also kind of a sticking point for me.
I mean, generally the first game was very well received, and that had like I would say a better mix of story, puzzle solving, and action. And so, I'm curious.
Because I haven't played them, so I don't know what players are like leaning towards. But whenever I hear people talk about Senua, they're not really talking about the action. They're talking about like the weird storytelling with the the voices and stuff like that. Like just to lean into the combat seems
the combat in the second game felt like playing fucking Dragon's Lair at times. It was just do the thing, respond to the thing, and then do the same thing again with 3 more guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the last big thing at Xbox was there was a new Gears of War game, a prequel called Gears of War E-Day, October 6th. It kind of takes place during the outbreak. So like you're exploring like cities that very much look like vibrant cities in this world, and then monsters are coming out of the holes.
Vibrant is an interesting choice of words. Looking at the gameplay.
I think I generally don't like prequels because, for one thing, a prequel could never do anything that would like prevent the happening of the main plot. So nothing particularly like interesting is going to happen that's going to like shake up the world. And well, I guess my feeling is if this was the interesting part of the story, you would have led with it.
That's the story, yeah. You could. I see. You could come up with interesting things that happen before that might lead to. Like, I'm not totally against prequels. I just think this world's boring, but that's just me.
I just think of the Han Solo movie where they established why his name was Han Solo.
Most importantly, they established why he had his dice.
Yeah, I was thinking about this morning, and I genuinely can't think of any prequels that I like.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one because I think that is possible to make one interesting, because it's people who say, oh well, I already know what's going to happen to the characters and I know they can't die because they're in the next movie. You can have suspense and stakes in movies where the character isn't going to die, or the eventual like future outcome. It's just a lot harder.
2 of the best shows of the last 20 years have been Andor and Better Call Saul, and both of those are prequels. Like we know where both of those are going to end.
I don't watch TV, as you know.
And Metal Gear Solid is arguably the best.
Tell a different story in that world that happens previous to because that's what those 2 things are doing, right? They're not.
I think this game looks sick as hell. I think the Gears games play fucking great, and this game looked like it plays incredibly. So
if you like that sort of thing.
If you like good games, yes, I do. I like good games.
Well, the big announcement for this one was that it's an Xbox exclusive. Right?
And PC. Xbox console exclusive.
Oh, and PC. Yeah. Okay, so
every game shown off at Xbox is also coming to PC.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So Xbox does exclusives don't count.
I mean, people are still mad that it's not coming to PlayStation, but I don't know. At a certain point, just...
Yeah, but they're getting Battlefield and Wolverine and...
They get their own exclusives. Stop complaining.
Other things, very soon, July 13th. People curious if you're going to break one of your rules, Yahtzee, because the Altar's last variable is being released. Yes. A 20-hour-long post-game expansion where you play as Jan Scientist, continuing his journey, staying on the planet as he found like an oasis, starting up a new cycle of Jans with different Jans. However, one thing in this game is going to be at various points, you put yourself in a cryostasis that lasts several years/decades, and then come back to see how your changes have impacted the world through those decades.
So that's DLC, is it?
It is being described as 20 hours long, almost the length of the core game.
Paid DLC?
I don't know. I'm assuming
we don't
paid.
Know.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, they probably said, but I just don't know.
I mean, I know summer's going to be fucking dead because everything got announced for September and November, so... Yeah. But perhaps it's time to play a DLC.
It's
for the Altars. That's beautiful.
Time to play DLC.
If I'm gonna play DLC for anything, you know how much I liked the Altars. You know how much I championed it when it came out.
Speaking of not just DLC but of remakes, you mentioned this earlier, but Thief: The Dark Project is getting remastered by Night Dive.
It's a remaster. My first thought was We Love Katamari remastered. Because when they remastered Katamari Damacy, my first thought was, why didn't you remake this and Wheel of Katamari at the same time? Because Wheel of Katamari is the same game, but it's better. Mm-hmm. Better. And that was my first thought with this. Why didn't you just remake Thief 2? Because Thief 2 is basically the same as Thief 1, but it's better.
Kind of the System Shock thing, too?
Yeah.
Like, people tend to talk about System Shock 2 in a way that they don't talk about System Shock 1.
System Shock, yeah.
Well, in that case, System Shock 1 and 2 are kind of doing different things. But in this case, Thief and Thief 2 are on the same engine. Thief 2 plays very much like Thief 1, but it's very refined. It's got much better level design. It's got a much more interesting story. I'd have led with it if it were me.
There you go. Yeah, kind of the way like put your best foot forward, like remaking Silent Hill 2 or remaking Metal Gear Solid 3. Like jump into the one that's best. Yeah, I get what you're saying. A game we've seen a few times that I'm really looking forward to is called Into the Fire. This is a game by a Polish developer who made a kind of sci-fi
bloody
walking
Poland
sim
again
called The Invincible. You can't stop Poland.
They're banging them out.
This looks like a kind of big budget, third person, single player, narrative driven firefighting game. But you're fighting a fire on kind of like a mountain that it also has some kind of magical shit to it. Like the fire is kind of like can kind of become creatures, but you're fighting it with
gorgeous.
water. And it looks cool as hell. And I just feel like we don't have cool firefighter games. So I'm excited.
And it's by the developer of The Invincible, you said.
Of The Invincible, correct.
I did play that, actually.
Yeah, that was very walking simmy. This looks more actiony, but I think the concept is really cool. So we'll see if it comes together. But I have kept saying I want more big budget fire games, and so I'm excited for this one.
Is it like approaching things like sort of work simulator kind of direction? Like you get to be a firefighter putting out fires?
Less that. It seems like it's more of like a narrative driven adventure, like going forward. Like
put out fire in area, go explore new area, narrative spreads, fire spreads.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. So put that one in the interesting column. Another one sounded interesting. Signet City got revealed. This is by the solo developer of the Citizen Sleeper games. He revealed a new game. This looks very different. It is a first-person fungal punk RPG. It reads, you are a parasite in a city where strange technologies and radical ideas are taking root. Grow into and through its inhabitants, uncover and change their stories, and witness the terminal season of the Signet City. It's like you are playing the Cordyceps. Right. The prime Cordyceps in The Last of Us, and slowly infecting your way through the city.
That's so cool.
I worry the suffix punk is starting to lose all its meaning.
Yeah, I mean that's been a long
fungal
time
core.
Ago.
Now it's basically just refers to like a setting. This is a setting with funguses in it.
Yeah,
fungi.
I'm here for it though. That's an interesting. It had a really lovely trailer, really awesome creative art direction. It really grabs your attention, and I think just that the concept as well is really, really unique. So I'm looking forward to this one 100%.
I mean, I was about to like make a joke like this is like saying Alien Isolation is Geiger punk.
But that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Thinking about it,
that's Geiger punk.
That's probably a word people have used at some point. Like that's what was that guy H.R. Geiger inspired game?
Was it Scorn?
Scorn, yeah. I bet at least one person referred to Scorn as Geiger punk.
Did you know that?
It's just been like aesthetic. It's just become it has lost its meaning.
Well, Devil May Cry and Bayonetta are spectacle punk. So there you go.
It's spec punk.
When everything's punk, nothing will be.
Laufey is spec punk. Oh my god.
You have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. There's a million indie games, but the last one I wanted to touch on, it's called Bulbo's Belief System. And you play as this dude who looks like a walking light bulb named Bulbo. And you are a blank slate. You hold zero thoughts in your head. And you learn things from other NPCs. So at the beginning of the game, you are stationary. An NPC walks by you, and you can absorb the concept of walking from him. So you can then walk left and right. You get to the next screen, there is a gap. You walk right across the gap because you have not learned the concept of gravity yet. However, you talk to this NPC and he teaches you the concept of gravity, and when you go over the pit, you fall through the hole. This thing snowballs. You can only hold 4 thoughts in your head at once. So you need to start managing which beliefs and rules. Like if you can get taught a wall and all of a sudden the concept of a wall is in front of you, but if you forget the concept of a wall, the wall's no longer there and you can walk right through. Seems very neat. Seems like a real mind bender.
A lot you can do with that. I really like that idea.
Yeah, a little bit like Baba Is You as well, like a kind of a logic to it. Yeah. So overall, the couple takeaways are that September this year, fucking madness. There are several days where multiple big AAA games come out.
Yep.
October is fucking empty because of Grand Theft Auto. There are a
Fucking-
couple there's like a Barbie game and a remake of a Godzilla game from the GameCube, but no big AAA games.
There's
with
a
the
really
caveat
cool
that tomorrow will
indie
be
fishing
Nintendo.
game coming out then.
Yes.
About fishing?
Clearly,
About fishing's coming out, yeah.
clearly everything hurried to get out in September so they wouldn't have to compete. By the
Yeah.
sounds
But
of it.
in doing that, have created their own absolutely insane month where none of the media can cover everything that's coming out. So
Yeah.
Well, at least
Genuinely
well, hopefully enough things come out in September to fill up my October schedule.
And I mean,
yeah.
if Nintendo continues this thing, they'll announce, a game coming out every month for the rest of the year and everything. So pretty normal stuff. Also, the other big topic, it genuinely feels like we're seeing as the kind of a rise in prominence of more and more, not just Japanese games in the AAA space, but Korean games and Chinese games in the AAA space that we're seeing at these conferences. We're seeing the differences in how Asia versus the West tends to think about AI, because it seems like there is a guttural backlash from Western gaming fans of AI. This Tupac thing kind of left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. A new Crazy Taxi was announced with an AI disclaimer that they used AI for kind of storyboarding backgrounds and stuff before the artists did it. Seems like it's very normalized. A new Stellar Blade got announced, and the key art is just lousy with AI art.
Right.
So it's just funny to
AI
see these. It's so commonplace, I think, in these parts of Asia, whereas we're still
different culture.
grappling with it. Yeah. So
So
just
it's
interesting.
So AI in Asia is like horse meat in France.
Are people in
'Cause,
France eating a lot of
yeah.
horse meat?
There was this whole scandal a while back when they discovered a lot of the cheap meat products in UK supermarkets were being
Tesco's.
had a lot of horse meat in them, to save money. So the journalists went to this horse meat factory in France and put a microphone in their face and said, "Do you deny that you sell horse meat?" They said, "No, it's great. Do you want some now? It's tasty, very lean."
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of things that lots of different cultures do that is kind of unethical, that in other cultures we think, oh, that's not good, but there it's fine, right? But doesn't mean the things, just because one culture does one thing and another one doesn't mean any one side is 100% correct. But I do think there's a line as a consumer you need to draw in the sand of, well, if you are against generative AI, because we need to make that distinction between AI being used for stuff like texturing, texturing, like UV unwrapping and stuff like that to get to the creative process faster, but generative AI that is stealing art from other artists and using it to storyboard bits for their game before it's been made. If that's too far for you, don't buy the fucking game.
All right then.
Don't demonize another culture for it,
Shall we super chat it up?
Let's super chat it up.
Okay, starting with Raven's Weekly Word of the Week,
Scrawl.
which is unctuous. Week 54.
Unctuous.
I'm ashamed to admit I've heard the word, but I wasn't entirely sure its definition. So I just looked it up.
Is it like kiss ass?
Yeah, obsequious, excessively flattering or ingratiating, oily.
Okay.
I don't know. I was just thinking of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, scrum diddly umptious, but that's a different word.
That's
Ned Flanders, isn't it?
Yeah, no, hang on. I was thinking of Mary
Scrum-diddly
Poppins.
umptious.
What was Mary Poppins' one?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Sinos the Hedgehog. Ooh, all the usual suspects today. Comes in with $5 and says, with platformers like Rayman Origins Retold and a new Spyro game announced, will anyone pay attention to Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition at all?
I think the Sonic
cares?
boomers will. Sonic
Apparently
boomers.
you. Apparently Sinos the Hedgehog will care because they like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I thought we'd get some more Sonic the Hedgehog announcements here. We didn't. Oh, big news that I didn't mention. You know that Sonic racing game that came out? They're putting Neon Genesis Evangelion in it. So that is... we're going to go back, and that is awarded Second Wind's Game of the Year from last year.
So it's going to be an arena where you drive your cars around a big ocean of blood with a big, decapitated head of one of the characters in it.
And the winner gets to do a bedside crank-off on their friend.
Hey.
It's normal. It's normal. It's fine.
Yes, in
Jay, have you
Japan,
not seen
it's very
Evangelion?
normal.
Because that would be a very
No,
confusing sentence.
I have watched someone watch Evangelion, which is occasionally looking back when my partner was watching it, and I'd look back and just see the weirdest shit, and I'd go, okay. And I think I got the gist of most of it from just watching a few frames every now and then.
He jerks off over a comatose girl. Fun.
That's an actual plot point. That's not. That's not.
It's fine. It's the end of Evangelion. Everything's ending. You're allowed to.
That's
do a little
assault,
crank.
man. What?
Yeah. Well, he did it into his hand, so,
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
give him some credit. Anyway, moving hastily on, Mjester12 gives €6 and says, Marty, I too like peeking into other people's houses. Cheers. Keep up the good work.
So I talked about, I do a lot of evening walks around my neighborhood. I listen to podcasts. I usually get a little high and I just wander around. It's very nice, very soothing. I talk about how I'll be walking by houses and I'll occasionally just like look to my left or right. And like, if your windows are open in your living room, I like seeing like what your layout looks like, what you got watching on TV. Like, I'm not leaving the street. I'm not slowing down. I'm literally just being like, what do we got going on there?
I'm not hanging onto the windowsill watching the bedside crank.
I'm not the sicko guy. I think it's normal. I think it's perfectly normal.
Well, here's what I recommend, Marty. Get a dog. Then you can walk the dog while you're walking, and then your dog will stop and do a
He's
big
definitely
poo on
allergic to
someone's lawn.
dogs, man.
I am allergic to dogs. What if I get like a little robot dog?
And then while they're doing a poo on the lawn, you look through their front window, and if you see someone, you maintain direct eye contact the entire time your dog is doing a poo.
Marty,
I'm still maintaining eye contact as I kneel down and I pick up the poo.
No. You get one of those robot dogs that walks and then occasionally does a backflip. So you just time it so it does a backflip in front of the window. So when they're like, "Are you peering into my house?" You can just gesture down to the dog and it's doing backflip. You're like, well,
perfect.
Oh dear. Then Simon's Dead Job comes. Oh, missed one. Fuzzy Freestyle gives $5 Canadian. Says, even though it showed me nothing, I'm still excited for Persona 6. It's my favorite series. I have I Am Thou and Thou Art I tattooed on my arms.
That's cool.
I just don't know what one. I just don't know what one can get excited about. It exists. We kind of knew that already.
Yeah, but it's green.
It's
green.
Confirmed green.
It's not
It
teal.
very well.
It's not teal. It's not magenta. It's green.
Green gang. Green gang.
It's also not. It's also not ecru or buff.
You're just making up colors now.
So
no, those
and
are
honestly,
both,
I like it.
Both colors.
Yeah.
Anyway, Simon's Hedgehog comes back with $2. Says new Crazy Taxi looked fun since OG Games delisted. Puh.
Beep beep.
Puh. Is that always the way?
Also, the old one that was on Steam and consoles was a bad version because it had the licensed music removed, so it had no Offspring and Bad Religion, I believe. So the original Dreamcast
and it
one
controlled
is still
like
great.
shit. So.
I was excited because this. Did you ever play Crazy Taxi back in the day, Yachts?
Mm-hmm.
Or either of you?
No, I never. Yeah. I never had a Dreamcast.
Mm. You played it. You played some of it, Jay?
I played it at a friend's house.
Yeah,
for like
I was excited because the game
5 minutes.
starts. The trailer started with that Offspring song, that same yeah.
Oh, so they've got the music. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And they've like
Save money on
updated the places
Storybuddy,
you go
get the
to.
music
You like
instead.
drop people off instead of at like a Virgin Megastore. You drop them off at like a Five Guys burger place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 5 whole guys.
You ready to have your mind blown?
Get out of town.
Tsunami Dusha comes in, says nothing, gives $100.
That's impossible.
What the fuck?
You're not even allowed. Are people allowed to have that much money?
Holy
I can only
shit.
assume he's going to be away for the next 5 weeks or something.
Oh no.
That's incredible. Thank you so much. Should have broken the curse and said something as well.
Incredible progress towards our goal that you can see up there of Jess and Jenna doing bingo for Stardew Valley.
I'm touching it.
He's touching it. Touching the bingo.
So, yes, King Dead 42 gives $5. Says, will Faye meet Kratos' first wife in the afterlife and have an awkward conversation? Well, no.
What was Kratos' first wife all about? She wasn't a warrior, right?
No, she wasn't a warrior. She was just a random Greek lady.
Yeah, she went to like normal heaven and or hell.
Yeah.
This lady's going to the Everwen.
Well, he's been to hell. He would have found her down there, so she went to
Hades,
She
not
went out,
hell.
Heckies.
Well, in the Greek land, it's Hades. In the Norse land, it's hell, but hell with one
Yeah,
L.
we get it. You've read some books, mate.
I thought it was cool that the character she fights in this trailer or in the demo or the whatever opening scene, it's like a Mongolian god, I believe, and then like an Egyptian god. So I think the hodgepodge is neat. Give me a hodgepodge. I'm kind of
That's
done with
what
Greek
I'm
stuff,
excited
and I'm
for.
kind of done with Norse stuff. Like I've seen them a bunch. Give me the podge.
Who's the Egyptian god of war?
I don't know her name.
Amon-Ra?
Good question.
Osiris?
Yeah, it looked like a lady.
Okay, well, anyway.
I'm looking it up.
Far Too Many Frogs gets $2. Says, anyone mention the Thief remaster from Night Dive? Yes, we
I
did.
mentioned
Far Too
it.
Many Frogs. Thanks for the money anyway.
I mentioned it.
Gay Bear Mountain, member for 30 months in tip jar. 30 months? Bloody hell.
That's a long time. Thanks,
We've
Gabriel.
been doing it.
Sinus Dead Jog gives $2. There's no way Alien Isolation 2 will be as good as first. Yeah, okay, so Alien Isolation 2 got announced, apparently.
It's
Yeah,
been
they got
announced
shown
already.
off a little while ago. But yeah, just more. It looks like it takes, again, it's like the ship from Alien Isolation 1. I think it crashes on a planet and you're
just
There's
more of it.
There's a very simple way it can be better than the first. Just be shorter.
Yeah, it's about half the length. Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Alien Isolation 1 kind of already did everything you could do with the concept in one very long game.
Yeah.
They did Alien, they did Aliens, they did a society where people are very angry because there's an alien around. And all the associated shit. Anyway, so Sussy Guru 2000 gives €5. Says, I loved The Invincible, especially since I played Aphelion, however you say that, directly after that, and how bad that one was in comparison. You know what? I had very similar thoughts, Sussy Guru 2000, while I was playing Aphelion. I thought this plays a lot like The Invincible, but not good.
Wait a minute. It was a different. Okay, no, Aphelion was Don't Nod, though, right? So there were different.
Don't Nod.
Different
Yes, that was the most recent one.
Do Not Nod. Oh, another game we didn't talk about. Speaking of games that feel like other games, is there's this big sci-fi game coming out called Exodus. It's one of those. All the people who are responsible for Mass Effect 1 and 2 are back at a new studio, and they're making a game that's pretty much Mass Effect, but we don't have the rights to Mass Effect.
Okay.
And it looked, as someone who hasn't played Mass Effect, it looked pretty good. It looks like it fixed like BioWare face. Like the conversations, their faces look normal, and people weren't just like standing slightly askew staring at each other. There's like more actual human movement in the conversations. So
believe it when I see it.
Yeah, look neat. Matthew McConaughey also plays the merchant. That makes him the second best merchant in video game history after the Resident Evil 4 merchant.
Presumably not to be confused with Abe's Exodus or Ultima 3 Exodus or the Exodus, the book
Metro
from the Bible.
Exodus.
Metro Exodus.
Yeah. There was also a new Metro game that got announced, but I don't know anything about Metro, and I don't think you care.
Oh, well, who fucking cares?
Anything. Exactly.
High Skog is 4.99 says, hopefully the new Virtua Fighter game doesn't get affected by the weird Sega shit going on right now. Save the weirdness for Sonic, more fun there.
Yeah, Sega seems like one of those companies that's really into some leaning into AI and then the gross stuff with Tupac. So I just hope Persona doesn't get involved in any of that mucky muck.
Well, it's how those big corporations can see ways to save money, so they're gonna dip their toes into it.
Yep.
You know.
Help PMB gives 1.99. It says, "Yay, we got Alters DLC. Going to indulge Yarts." Yeah, I'm still not sure if it is DLC or like a spin-off. Standalone
It is.
thing.
It does not carry your save over,
Right.
and you can start it fresh, but they encourage you to have played the game because it obviously picks up.
I'm intrigued.
The
I
story
was
of
intrigued when you
scientists.
said it was about scientists, Jan, because he was probably my favorite Jan, because he was such a dog. And looks a lot
and
like
they
Otacon
announced
for Metal Gear Solid.
they announced like different Jans he can create. It was like physicist, biologist, like very like science tinged Jans that he chooses to create. Like
what if every Jan for the original Alters got their own spin-off game?
Oh, that could be fun.
In your fucking dreams, mate.
That could be
so
fun.
Miner Jan could have his own game where you produce like Copper Miner Jan and
It's like Deep
Gold
Rock
Miner
Galactic.
Jan,
You go down with a team of Yans.
old-time bearded prospector Jan.
The alters into the Yaniverse.
Yeah.
Very dumb.
I'm keen.
I like it.
Anyway, Silent Head Joke comes back with $5. Says, how could you pick nostalgia over Sense, Yahtzee? You complain Silent Hill 1 needs improvement over 2. Why not fix Thief 1 and eventually 3 over 2? Because they're not gonna fix anything. It's Night Dive. They're just remastering it, like they always do.
Yep. Sad but true.
A Kinky Cadaver gives $5. Says, bit late, but I think that a lot of prequel games are usually some of the stronger ones. Yakuza 0, Halo Reach, Red Dead Redemption 2, MGS 3, Devil May Cry 3, arguably Deus Ex Human Revolution. Yeah, I don't particularly like
list.
any of them.
You don't like Metal Gear Solid 3 or Red Dead 2?
I think
or Yakuza 0? What's going on here, lads? I think
they're not. Well, I can acknowledge they're good games, but they're not all-time faves for me.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Didn't a new Halo thing get announced?
Another remake of the first Halo.
Yawn.
Okay.
Yeah, with some additional missions.
Okay.
And it just didn't do anything for me because I'm like, we're doing this again. You already did this before. We're doing it again.
Hjorth87 gives 20 Danish kroner and says, you went to Spectacle Punk, but missed the S-Punk. Spunk. You see?
Spunk.
L-O and furthermore L.
Also,
are there any other...
but also S-Punk is great because S ranking.
Yeah.
S-Punk.
It's
S-Punk. That's
Devil May Cry.
Classic.
Devil May Cry classic S-Punk game. I look at Devil May Cry and think, this is a game that's just full to the eyeballs with S-Punk.
Mm-hmm.
When I see Devil May Cry, I spunk.
Going back to Night Dive really quick. Are there any old PC games that kind of don't exist anymore that you would want to see them just bring back, like easy to play on modern hardware? Like not necessarily one of those classics we talk about all the time, but like
there's a really old 2.5D game called Robinson's Requiem, which was like the original hardcore survival game. Like you have to look
Requiem.
You have to look after like your food intake and your water intake. Like an alien eagle might fly down and pluck your eye out, and then you've only got one half of the screen for the rest of the game.
Oh, I've never heard of this. This looks intense.
Yeah,
neat.
That was my first thought.
That's a good one. Someone in a couple people in chat mentioned No One Lives Forever. That's a good one too.
Oh, yes, that's in Rights Hell though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But maybe they could dig their way out of it.
Nobody's sure who owns it. I think someone should just re-release it and see what happens. See who sues them.
Yeah, see who sues them, and then we know who owns it.
Yeah,
it's that easy.
That's how you lure them out.
Yeah, exactly. It's a honeypot.
Witticism gives $5. It says, I like these recap shows, but never have anything interesting to say on them. Glad you do them. Here's my money. Happy Monday all.
Happy Monday,
Witticism, that's really sweet of you. Also, we don't have anything interesting to say either, so don't feel bad.
No.
We solved it.
We did solve it.
Interesting.
We did solve upcoming games, though.
Yeah.
I think perhaps we underestimate how interesting people find our perspectives, because we know what it's like to know everything about video games and just say things that we think that are obvious about video games, but maybe it's not so obvious to other people, you know?
Yeah. See, it's that easy. The smartest boys in the universe, all on one podcast.
Get solved.
I mean, if you were going to write a book about anything, I think all of us would write a book about video games, yeah?
Yeah.
I'd look a book about how to peek into your neighbor's windows without getting caught.
Well, there you go. More of a pamphlet, really.
Dog.
A dummy's guide to snooping.
Yeah. Blue Team K087 gives $4.99. Says Tupac being resurrected before the Dallas Cowboys return to the NFC Championship game is hilarious. They last went when Tupac was alive in '95. Oh God, is there any nerd worse than the sports nerd?
Not true. Yes, there's a million nerds worse than sports nerds.
Didn't they already do
the sports nerds are worse because they don't know they're nerds?
That's not true.
That is true. They did a Tupac hologram thing years ago, didn't they?
At Coachella, yeah. And they announced this thing at the Keeleys, and they said, "Now please welcome on stage." And I was immediately like, "Oh no, they're going to bring out the hologram." But it was just Tupac, or it was just Snoop Dogg.
Sure. He's like, "I give permission for me to be in this game. Buy it." Fuck me.
Oh dear. Shinzukachi 1896 gives £5. Says, I can only hope that one day I will be lucky enough to see Marty's leering face appear in my living room window during the twilight hours.
That means you get 6 more weeks of winter if you see me peeking in the window.
Helicon1, member for 30 months in tip jar. Thank you very much. 30 months is a long time.
That's a huge
almost 3 years. 2.5 years, really.
And it's a good timing too, because we just announced over the weekend we hit 100 million views on the channel.
Christ on a bike! I didn't know there were that many views in the world.
I know.
Impossible, truly impossible.
Next to billion.
Yeah.
Oh Christ! Gay Bear Mountain gives $5. Says, I'm surprised Marty didn't mention the last Ronin TMNT game that was also announced.
Yeah, I did forget to mention that. It was just a very short teaser, but do you know of the last Ronin TMNT story? It's kind of like Old Man Logan, but there's like one of the surviving turtles, and you don't know who it is because he doesn't. I don't think he wears a bandana. He's got all 4 of the weapons, and so it's like a story of what happened to the turtles that only one is left.
Okay.
But Yachts, who do you think's making the last Ronin?
Oh man! Well, Eric just flashed up the trailer. So
spoilers.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's for Platinum Games is making.
How did you know that?
Incredible. My one worry is that it is the ship of Theseus when it comes to Platinum. There have been so many departures that Platinum is no longer Platinum.
Platinum, they've sort of shed the upbeat vibe that a lot of their earlier games had, like Beautiful Joe, Bayonetta, Wonderful 101.
Yeah. Also, if you remember, they have
cop game.
Platinum has done licensed games before, and a lot of times they've been kind of crummy. Like they did Avatar: The Last Airbender game that I believe is disliked quite a bit.
Oh,
yeah. John Rai here gives $5. Says, any thoughts on the Wuthering Waves X Edge Runners collab? No, not a one. Nobody cares. Moving on.
I do not. I do not care about Wuthering Waves. I liked Cyberpunk Edge Runners quite a bit though, so I don't know if that helps.
Didn't they also put a Cyberpunk Edge Runners character in Guilty Gear?
I don't know. That sounds about right.
I remember watching some gameplay videos of a character who was I haven't seen Edge Runners, so I didn't know. But apparently they were from Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
They used a lot of Cyberpunk terminology, like choom.
Oh, that's absolutely a Cyberpunk word.
Andy.
Hey, Tuffy. Poking your head out.
Who's that little Tuffy?
Oh, bless him.
Boo-Ray6197 gives $2. Says, Scientist Yan drove my decision-making mostly. Me too, I think. I'd say I went with murdering Tabula Rasa because Scientist Yan was okay with it.
Fucking monsters. Genuine monsters.
Well, I tend to take things from a logical, rational approach, I suppose. I mean, it's pretty annoying when I'm trying to talk down my kids when they're throwing tantrums. I'm trying to say, you have to understand there is no rational reason for you to be screaming about this.
And then they're like, counterpoint, weird children.
You are going to get ice cream when we get home. If you would stop screaming for a second and employ your rational brain, you would realize that exactly the same amount of ice cream will pass through your system by the end of today as would have been otherwise.
But the problem is you forgot that they're children.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always think childhood is the period when you're supposed to be learning this shit.
I agree.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're kids.
Well, it's never too late, never too early.
Also, counterpoint, I don't think Jay and I need to tell you how to raise kids. You could probably
this is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you fuckers know?
I would teach them how to peep in windows.
Yeah,
and how to watch.
So take this backflipping dog, right?
Take this backflipping dog.
Yeah.
Spend every
you always
night.
Got to have an excuse.
Go on your 60-minute peep and walk, and then watch 7 episodes of One Piece, and that's how you spend your evening.
Oh yeah.
Nick Knoll gives $10. Says, "Is this Blade?"
We kept thinking every game was Blade. There was 15 trailers that looked like they could have been Blade, and none of them were Blade. So
why are you expecting Blade?
Well, because Arcane Leon is making a Blade game for
but it's still in
Xbox.
development. One of the concept artists, somebody said, "Where the fuck is Blade?" And one of them responded saying, "Let us cook." So
yeah,
it's
I think Xbox. A lot of things they were showing were for the next 9 to 12 months.
Yeah, this year
probably
coming
further out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, R.I.P. Grogu gives 100 arses. Is that a spoiler? Fuck you. I don't think
it is not a spoiler. Grogu is alive.
I don't think I can't support Stranger Than Heaven. I can get Snoop Dogg and I can tolerate Tupac. By Calvin Broadus, way too much.
Calvin Broadus is Snoop Dogg's real name. So I don't know. I think this is a goof. I think it's a goof. I think they did a goof.
I had no idea Snoop Dogg had a real name. I thought
he had a real name. Has a Christian name. Yeah.
Do you remember when he changed his name to Snoop Lion and then changed it back?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was a weird time.
Well, he was originally Snoop Doggy Dog, and then he was just Snoop. I mean,
that's right. There was a little doggy.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Whip, you're Snoop Doggy Dog. That's
What?
you, Marty. That's you snooping through the windows with the backdrop dog.
I am.
You're
Well, I'm a
Doggy
Snoop
Dog.
Dogless. Snoop Dogless.
Snoop Dogless. It's my Christian name.
Sven Ward 2055, welcome to the Green Gang.
Hey, Green Gang.
And then Mystic Echoes gives 100 things. I think that's rupees, maybe, or shekels, one of them. I stopped playing new AAA games 3 years ago and playing indie and old games like DMC 1, Force Unleashed, Mass Effect 1 and 2, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, etc. All are still good. Yeah, indie games like all those games you just listed.
We named the dog Indie Games.
Force Unleashed is my favorite.
I have added so many games to my wish list this weekend. It went up the wazoo. There's so many neat looking indie games that we didn't even mention.
Yeah.
I have never added anything to my wish list.
That's because we curate our wish lists for you.
Yeah.
I play all the games on the Second Wind Steam account. Yeah.
Hey, you know how those get there?
Exactly.
Through our wish lists.
Well, there you go. Far Too Many Frogs who's $5 says Lucy from Edge Runners is in Guilty Gear Strive. Allegedly, Arc System Works wanted Geralt or Ciri from The Witcher. Instead, Lucy works better IMO. Yeah, it would have to be anime Geralt and anime Ciri.
Yeah, it'd be strange. Speaking of guest fighters, Tifa, Final Fantasy VII, is being added to Street Fighter.
I don't care.
Okay.
Does she still have very big titties?
She still does have very, very large memories.
I care slightly more.
That's good. There you go.
Gay Bear Mountain gives $5. Says, still waiting on a company-paid webinar to start, so here's some money. Learn about wave energy converters while living in a triple landlocked state.
Oh my god, that sounds like a nightmare. Triple? What does triple landlock mean? You've got multiple states on each side before you hit water?
Yeah, that's essentially it. A triple landlocked state is a state that is surrounded by states that are also landlocked.
God, that's intense. I wonder how many triple landlocked states there are. There's probably only like 10. Neat.
I don't know.
Pesisk gives €10 and says, is it just me or whole Xbox pivot from Microsoft feels desperate after D-Day segment? Platform have so many issues over years, so just making exclusives again, most likely not going to move the needle.
I don't know what the D-Day segment, I think maybe that meant E-Day. Although E-Day was a day after D-Day, which was funny. I thought the games looked really cool. I genuinely don't care about this exclusive shit. I own all the consoles, so selfishly, I don't care. I just care about the games, and I thought the games on Xbox look cool. So
yes, we're going to play all the games because we're professional video game journalists. So yeah, console wars are for dorks that are not us.
What's her name? The lady who's heading Xbox?
Asha Sharma.
I think she's making moves. I was skeptical, but she's making shit happen. I might not agree with all of that shit, but she's doing it. And hey, I'm here for it.
Doing something.
Okay.
Agreed.
Starstruck Vagabond's out on Xbox.
Yay.
As well as PlayStation. But it's been out on Windows the whole time, so nobody cares about the Xbox.
Will it be a part of the Nintendo Direct tomorrow?
Well, it'll take me by surprise if it is.
It's going to be Miyamoto's
world premiere.
Minduel gives $2 and says, are we done with the ridiculous Davy Back fight?
We are. That was a really fun arc in One Piece. Yeah, I'm fully at Water 7, which is a very nice place. It's like Venice. And you know what? I like any city that is Venice or looks like Venice, because I think Venice is very
agreed. Venice is
I heard it smells bad, though.
Here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that Birmingham, the second city of England, that's the second city after London, has more canals than Venice?
Does it feel like a canal-y city, or are they like spread out?
No, it's a shithole.
That's the thing that surprises people, because it really doesn't feel like a canal-y city.
Like, is there like a neighborhood with canals?
I don't know. I just heard that interesting fact that it has more canals than Venice.
Interesting. That is a fun fact.
It's also the place where Brummies come from.
Brummie.
Who's speaking Brummie accents?
All right.
Like this one?
Have a look at my canal.
All right. Oh, my name's Ozzy Osbourne, and I'm in a famous band.
We live in a shithole.
You sound like one of the 4 Beatles movies coming out next year.
That's Liverpool, mate.
Yeah, it's the completely opposite end of the country, mate.
Counterpoint. It all sounds alike.
Anyway, RIP Grogu gives 100 arse. It says, I'm numbed to game announcements. There was barely anything that got me hyped this last week. I'm approaching my 40s, so I'm not sure if that is the reason.
Probably depression.
Yeah.
It's probably
For
just
all of us,
probably just depression.
what is the one thing that's been announced that you would say you're most excited for?
Halloween the video game. Halloween the video game. I'm going
wasn't
to stab
announced.
cheerleaders. I'm going
It
to
was
stab
shown a little bit.
cheerleaders.
Yeah, I mean, Persona 6 shouldn't count because all it is a color. It is green, though. I don't know if you guys heard, which is very exciting. It's going to keep me up. Yeah, I think Persona 6. What about you? Is it Guild Wars 3?
I think deep down in me, it's Guild Wars 3, but I haven't seen enough for me to be like, well, what are they doing? But obviously, we'll see that as more is announced. But if I don't count that one because there wasn't really enough, I'd probably say Laufey.
Yeah.
Tell you what I'm not excited
for Final
about.
Fantasy VII.
Tell you what I'm not excited about.
Lunch?
Having to fill the next 3 months of weekly reviews.
Good luck with that.
There's always Tomodachi life to go back to.
Oh, fuck. I mean, I might. I went back to mixtape. I'm going to review that soon.
Yeah, Mike just
sure the
nearly
internet
killed
will
me
be
with
incredibly
Tomodachi
warm on
Life.
Well, it's catch-up season, I guess.
Delicious.
Officially.
When's mustard season going to start, man?
Ah!
And that's me. No more speaking for the rest of the pod.
Kinky Cadaver gives $5. Says, out of curiosity, what do you guys think about the Disco Elysium-inspired Vampire the Masquerade game? I'm kind of interested to see more games use that style of gameplay.
Oh, I didn't get a Disco Elysium vibe from it. I just got like a top-down RPG. Might be like
I think
Disco,
they
but yeah, they're making
announced
a
that it was Disco Elysium. They like outright said it's inspired by it, so.
Gotcha. And I might have also been zoned out during the trailer. But
they did D&D Disco Elysium with Esoteric Ebb.
Mhm.
Now they can do Vampire the Masquerade Disco Elysium.
I think it's a good fit for the IP, honestly.
They can do every tabletop system Disco Elysium.
Adventure
Space
is
Hulk.
high, Disco Elysium.
Space Hulk Disco Elysium. There you go.
Yeah, our 2D characters are going to look great in that isometric perspective. Looking top down
Hey.
on a 2D card. Look great.
Give Omar a chance. I'm sure you can rustle something up.
Yeah.
Anyway. The Toasty Tart gives $2. Says, Swiss cheese is made of bees. Who am I to disagree?
We didn't start a fire. Was that what that was?
That's not that song.
I
No.
didn't think so. No, I think
Swiss
it was,
cheese made of
Sweet
bees. Who
dreams are
am I
made
to
of bees.
disagree? We didn't start a fire.
No, we're talking about the Eurythmics. You know, Swiss cheese is made of bees.
Oh,
Who am
Annie
I
Lennox.
to disagree?
Academy Award winner Annie Lennox.
There you go. Garfield gives $5. Not that one.
The Garfield.
And says,
Damn,
I'm
he
looking
fucking
forward.
hates today too. That's huge.
I know. Good of him to show up. I am looking forward to Star Wars XCOM and Star Wars Burnout, which surprised me because I don't care for movie Star Wars anymore. Star Wars doesn't mean anything anymore. You can put, as I said, you can make anything and stick Star Wars on it.
Yeah, it is funny that there are two Star Wars games coming out very close together later this summer in a Star Wars XCOM game and a Star Wars racing game by the Criterion, the folks
Yay,
who Burnout. and whatnot.
hooray, bored already.
I finished my replay of Jedi Survivor last night. Man, that game's a lot better than I remembered it being.
That game's fun as hell.
Okay. Geldon Yetic gives $2 and says, it's not much, but 10 times more than Snoop Dogecoin.
Oh no!
Oh,
Glad all
wow.
those coins went the way of the dodo. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Red Dwarf 42 gives $4.99 and says, Cape Coral, Florida has the most number of canals in the world.
But is that like a swamp?
Oh.
Is it like swamp season? Do you got to get like a gator boat?
Probably.
Shout out to gator
What
boats.
constitutes a canal?
A man-made
question.
body of water for transporting barges and stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
So it has to be man-made, not just like a small.
I would say
river.
yes. If it weren't man-made, it'd just be a river.
Yeah. I'm looking it up.
I mean, the Panama Canal is a canal because it's man-made, as is the Suez Canal.
Yeah, Erie Canal.
Well, the AI overview, which is always wrong, says it's primarily an archaic and obsolete word in English, usually
What?
serving as
Canal?
an old variant of the noun. Oh wait, I've just spelled it wrong. A gutter, watercourse, or groove. Groove.
A groove.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll get my groove on when I see a canal.
Me too, especially in Birmingham.
Anyway, Gay Bear Mountain gives $10. Says webinar got moved to next month, so here's more money for the toffee cam. Do you hear that, Toffee? You eat tonight.
Gay Bear Mountain, can you invite us to the webinar as well next month? We'll join.
Can we guest?
We love webinaring.
And then Mystic Echoes gives 40 of those things that I wasn't sure about, and says, any had the urge to play Sekiro after Onimusha demo?
I was talking about it today.
Onimusha is coming out later this fall, and they released a demo for it, and apparently it has slight Sekiro vibes.
I remember playing the first Onimusha. It was like a fixed camera Resident Evil style samurai game.
Yeah,
it was
very
weird.
strange. I remember playing the third one because Jean Reno starred in it. And it was one of those early
Yes, I remember
games
that as
had,
well.
like a famous actor and their likeness and everything.
They
You
had
can get
like
that a lot on
feudal
PS2.
character
Like
from
Tupac.
feudal Japan gets transported to like modern times
Modern
France.
France. Yeah. Very
Well,
silly.
I got confused about the announcements, and I thought Tupac was in Onimusha. I
No.
thought people were ranting about him being in feudal Japan, and I'm like, wow, that's actually super brave. I'm like, that's interesting. But it
Everyone
wasn't,
knows
so
there was
I asked.
only one black man in feudal Japan,
Yeah.
and
It was
he's
Snoop
been
Dogg.
taken.
Keith. Yeah.
Mystic Echoes. Oh, done that one. Zaratha gives 20 RR dollars. Says there were cool things this week, but the two that stuck in my mind was one, the Rayman Legends remake, and two, Black Sailors, because it's a Brazilian game. Let's effing go. Brazilian flag. Bora, Brazil. Sorry, it's my country, so I'm excited.
You don't get
That's what
excited when your
$R
country
means.
produces a game.
What
I
was
think that's
Black
fine.
Sailors? I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either. I think it was an indie or one of the PC games.
An indie Brazilian game.
Cool.
Apparently.
Yeah. Brazil up.
Big ups, Brazil.
I hope it makes
Yes,
a
they're also
Brazilian
Ubisoft
dollars.
is also remaking Rayman Legends.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes.
I always get Legends and Origins confused. I think Origins is the one I've played. That was the first one, right?
I honestly don't remember. I liked both
Right.
of them, but I do not remember.
I think Rayman Legends was the one with the Black Betty level.
Ooh, Black Betty.
Oh, Black Betty.
Yeah.
Bam,
Bam, bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, those games are great.
And then Boo-Ray gives $2. It says Onimusha 3 also had an amazing opening cutscene. Thanks for your input, Boo-Ray.
I bet it was in France. I bet it was getting isekai'd. He got a second
I played them.
all the way to France.
He got reverse isekai'd. He went
Damn.
from feudal Japan sword using setting to a contemporary setting. He probably got
my
hit
God,
by
he
a feudal
Draculaed.
Japanese bus, whatever the equivalent of that was. He got trampled by a feudal Japanese horse and woke up in modern day city.
What the fuck
I am
is
excited.
this we're watching?
Truck-kun got a release date for the end of July 29th.
What?
It is called
What?
The Truck-kun is Supporting Me from Another World. And you play as a truck in a colorful anime environment where you are running over people to isekai them into a fantasy world, which is another layer of the game where your warrior needs more people isekai'd into their world so they can continue battling. And it looks very silly. I'm a big fan of it.
That makes me laugh. It makes
That's
you wonder
good.
how many isekais actually did the run over by a truck thing before it became
Yeah.
a cliche.
Yeah, looks fun.
Give me that.
Well, that's it for Super Chats. So,
Boom.
yeah.
We did it.
Thanks for joining us, and look forward to joining us in the summer game drought bunker for the next 3 months before any of these games we've talked about actually come out. Until then, I've been Yahtzee Crucial, and will be after this podcast ends, presumably, because I've got to put up my fully random-matic this week, which is on the subject of 007 First Light. Yes, I got around to it at last. I've also got Yahtzee Tries, my usual Wednesday stream where I play indie games. And that will have its usual compilation episode on Sunday that will compile my reviews for the previous 4 games streamed. Right. That's me. What else we got?
Jay, you had a new video go up this morning.
I did, yes. Speaking of 007, I have a video of Design Delve that's just come out on 007, which is kind of about how I don't really like its level design, but I'm wrong, and why.
Okay.
So
well,
you can
what
go
didn't you
see
like
all
about
of that.
What don't you like about the level design?
The general thesis is that the Hitman fan in me wanted it to be more like Hitman, but the
Right.
designer in me understood why it wasn't. And all of the corners they cut so they could focus on the Bondy aspects. So I've got an entire episode all about that.
Bondy.
That was sort of my conclusion that I would mention in my review this week, in that they kind of, in order to like be authentically Bondy, they kind of have to have Bond fuck up so he can go drive a fast car through like some expensive stuff at some point.
Yeah, or like only give them the license to kill in specific moments, because you can't have the player be able to kill everyone, because that's not Bond, right?
Yeah.
So they have to restrict the player to give them the Bond experience. I understand why they did that.
Agent 47, if he does his job right, he just leaves before anyone knows he's there. That's not Bondy. Bondy's got to end with something exploding.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I've got an entire episode about that. There may or may not be a dev heads this week. Hold your breath. We're still waiting for the situation Tina's in to have a conclusion. Don't worry, she's fine. It's actually really good, but we can't say exactly what it is.
What's Tina doing in the situation?
I can't say.
We can't say what it is.
She's requested we don't say. So that's for her to say. So keep your eyes peeled. There may or may not be one this Friday. I'll message in the Discord if anything changes. And then I will be concluding Majora's Mask tomorrow over on my Twitch. We're going to be finishing it off. What a fucking game, by the way. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Majora's Mask is amazing.
Yeah. Real good video game. Cool. Normal streams this week. We got Hidden Gems coming up later on in the evening. We should be doing early tomorrow morning a Nintendo Direct stream, so tune in at 9 a.m. Central. Jenna is out of town, so TBD on if there's a Jack stream tomorrow afternoon. And then, as a reminder, you guys funded our playthrough of Fallout 3 that will be starting on Thursday at noon Central. Thanks to everyone who donated towards that. And so I'll be starting my first time through Fallout 3 alongside Jess and Jack. So tune in there.
All right, then.
Heck yeah.
No end of fun content here on Second Wind. And hey, you could be part of making it happen by going to patreon.com/Second Wind group and considering joining up for as little as $1 a month to ensure that this, one of the internet's foremost independent gaming news outlets, continues going. And it's not just the fucking big name bastards who give 10 out of 10 scores to mixtape and make everyone mad that get all the oxygen in the room.
We're recording a Patreon exclusive video tomorrow. A new Brought to Tears is going to be recorded tomorrow. So if you guys would like to get on that. And wait, we're all in it, right?
Yeah,
all three of us are a part of it, and we'll be make sure you sign up soon, because more information on voting for Yahtzee Summer Game Drought will be in your ears imminently. I would say this month.
Yes, my holiday's coming up very soon, like in the next week actually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're compiling the list for the Summer Game Drought popular vote.
Yeah,
so look forward to that.
The Patreon, if you are at the $5 tier and above, you will be able to vote when that list comes out.
And hey, if you can't join the Patreon, you can't afford it right now, you could at the very least like the video and possibly even subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Do that right now. Do that now before you do anything else. Drop whatever you're doing and like the video and subscribe right now. Don't just keep listening, wondering where we're going with this. Do it.
How dare you? Also, mark out your calendar on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central, because that's Adventures Now. And if you're not watching Adventures Now, you're dead to us.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm on that as well. Yeah. And so is Jay. And so is Marty.
We're on it.
Everyone's on it.
Everyone's here. Can we leave?
Well, we let any old motherfuckers on that show these days.
Absolutely. Scrubbies.
Yes, we can leave now. Okay. See you next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.